Hey guys, I am doing this video for Steph, who is Enchanted Steph here on YouTube, and I'm having to hold the camera, so sorry if it's a little shaky. She had seen one of my hauls that I did recently where I got a couple of Sizzix dies, and some of them are movers and shapers, and some of them are, your regular Bigs dies. So her question was, how am I storing it all? I have quite a few, and so I just thought it would be easier if I just go ahead and show how I've stored it all. Okay, so I have this dresser, and I'll show you the dresser, that I use in my craft room, and it has quite a few drawers in it, but I don't have any dies down in here. So the top has my Big Shot Pro, and you can see how large it is, and it's perfect size and height for doing my die cutting, so it stays out. This box right here is a box of all of my 3D Poppin' Cuts dies, and any of the actual little Sizzlets dies that are for them. So this one happens to be, let's see if I can focus. This one happens to be for the stars die. So you can see this is the stars that fit inside of one of the Poppin' Cuts dies, and I happen to know it's this one because it's a weird shape. See how that is? So I store all of my 3D Poppin' Cuts dies together, so that I don't have to dig around looking for the right die that fits. So these are all of the little ones that fit inside of a base tray, and just in case you wanted to know stuff. And I haven't figured out where to put this box yet, but it just sits right here for now. And when I need to use my Big Shot, I just move it because it's in a box. It's easy to pick up. And then all of my movers and shapers die, the magnetic pieces that fit inside of a larger base die, they're all on a it's not, the actual dies are magnetic. This is a steel, what do you call it, panel that I got at IKEA. IKEA had these panels, and I guess they make them for an office so that you can use those little magnetic pieces that they sell everywhere for an office. And what we did was, I have this shelf unit that hangs from a railing, and we put the rails the exact distance where the holes were in the back for the metal board to hang. So I was able to hang that right behind where my Big Shot is. And I hope I'm not making everybody dizzy. So that's where my magnetic dies are. So they're right in front of me. I can see them all, and I can just pick out the one I want. Okay, so far I haven't run out of room, but you can see there's not a whole lot of space left. So I have another one of these panels, and I can put it somewhere else if I need to. Right next to that, I had bought this. I bought 4 pieces, and these are made by Sizzix. I'm going to move this. This is actually just all of my cutting boards, cutting surfaces for the Big Shot. So you can see here's my extended cutting mat, my Lifestyle Crafts cutting mat, my Sizzix platform. All of those are in this 8.5 by 11 file thing that you can get at any Target, whatever. I think I bought this at Target. Here's my Anna Griffin embossing mats. The only thing that doesn't fit in there, and it's because I have a Big Shot Pro, is the large cutting surface. And this is the top, or the bottom actually, that I use for the Big Shot Pro. I hardly ever use it, but it depends. If I cut a big pro die, then I have to use this. So that just sits right here to the side, but behind it, and this is where my Cricut sits, or both of them. So it doesn't get in the way. So if I want one of these dies, this is actually individual pieces. There's 4 of them, and I'll show you one here. These pieces are stackable, and they're made by Sizzix to hold these big dies, and so they're slotted, and I don't think you can actually see the slot. It's basically like a cassette case, except they're made for the dies. I bought these on sale when Sizzix had them on sale for, like, I want to say they were $9.99 or something like that. They were pretty cheap. And I also bought the Carousel base. There's a 5th piece that you can buy, and it's a tray that has a spinning carousel to make it like a Lazy Susan. And so all 4 of these, you stack 2 on top of each other, and you put them back to back, the 4 pieces, and it makes one carousel, and it spins. So it's like a tower. So I always store my dies sideways because one of the, I think I'd watched a long time ago, you know, you have the razor inside or the blade inside, so you don't want to store your dies like this, because if you stack them, they start to get the weight of the pressure on that and the blade hits it. So I think you know that, but that's where some of my bigs dies are, and obviously this doesn't store all of them. So, and they are grouped, in case you're wondering. These are all the Karen Burniston ones that are 3D dies. So anyway, so that's where some of them are. And then the others I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to try and move the lighting down so that you can see this better. Okay, so let me step back to the right of my big shot, and there it is. There's a dead corner back here. So I have this bookcase, and I got this at IKEA. It's not an Expedit, so it's not as big, and it's not very deep. It's like 11 inches deep, I think, but the cubes are 12 inches wide or something like that. So it's quite large. This is where all of my other dies are. And these are all the wafer thin dies down here. So this is just those magnetic and stamp binders that you can get. And then I just made these binders here that hold the wafer thin dies, and I use the magnetic sheets from Oriental Trading to hold them. And then all of my big shot, or I'm sorry, all of the bigs dies are here. So these are the pro ones. So these are really large dies that you can't, you know, put anything with them because they're quite big. And then I had 2 extras here that I had to put down here because I ran out of room. But these are all of the longer, extra long that you have to use the extended cutting platform for. So this actual plastic bin is just a shoebox, and it's sitting on top of these right here. And so if I want something from it, and actually these are all of my holiday dies. You can see here, these are all of the holiday dies that I have. So I can, if I want like a Christmas die, I can just pull it out and pick out the one I want, or if I want one from down here, I just pick up the shoebox. And then I'm storing my sizzlets like this. So what is this? I think you might know what this is. This is a Copic 72-piece lid. Plastic lid, because you know they come in the plastic cases. This is the lid of one of them. And it perfectly fits those strip dies that you get. And so those are some of the regular sizzlets and the smaller ones, and then these are all of my Tim Holtz ones. And look, they fit exactly. And so the lid houses 2 of those. I got 2 of those here. And I did this because, you know, as I said, if you're looking for one, you can just take the whole thing out, flip through it, and find the one you want. Over here, more shoe boxes. And notice they're cleared, so you can see down in there if you need to just find one really quickly. These are the non-holiday ones, the overflow that didn't fit in my holder here. So these are all vintage, like shapes, like the fan and the camera and everything like that. So again, if I'm looking for something, I can just pull it out and pick out the die that I want. Down in this bottom one here, and the reason I put this one on the bottom is because these are the on the edge dies. So they fit inside of the shoebox with the lid, and I can stack another one on top of it. So these are all of my on the edge dies, and it is full of those dies. So, and then these are some more bigs dies that these are the smaller ones that I ran out of room for, and they're stacked again on top of one another on their sides. And they're actually on top of these longer ones. These right down here are, well, that one's probably not a good example. Well, no, here. So this is another die that I got, and look, it's longer. So the one on top of it's not going to fall over. And it's a Flippets die from Stephanie Bernard. So that is how I'm storing my dies. And this was very hard to film with one hand, but I hope that helps, Steph. I don't know if you have the space in your craft room for, you know, this type of storage, but these do take up spaces. And of course, I'm running out of room, so I'm going to have to figure out another way or clear off another shelf. You can see there's another box right here. This has all of my Brenda Walton dies and some that came in the Sizzix envelopes, and I chose not to take them out of that packaging because number one, I like this packaging, and this as well. So if I get more of these that come in the envelopes, I'll just keep them in here. And you know, the packaging comes with the actual label, so you can just stick that inside too. So that is how I'm storing my dies, and I hope that helps. I don't know if it does. So thanks for watching. If you have any more questions, leave me a comment below. Talk to you soon. Bye.